and welcome to another episode of Roxy's Ride and Inspire. In this episode, I would like to look at the topic braking, which is such an important topic. I cannot emphasize this enough for any level of rider. So in this episode, I would like to cover braking skills and a few tips that are relevant for you, even if you are a complete newbie, so if you're new to mountain biking, but also if you've been riding a few years. Stay tuned. Before I start today's video, I like to give all of us a little nudge, and that is that our ego sometimes gets in the way of being able to learn, evolve, and grow. And that is by making us believe that we don't need to learn. And braking is one of those topics where a lot of riders come to me and say, I'm fine, I can brake, I can use my brakes, duh. And this thought of thinking, I'm the best, I don't need to learn, is something that stops a lot of riders from progressing. And I see this especially in advanced riders that I've been coaching for a few years, that at some point they think, I'm too good, so I don't need to learn. And here's the deal. Only if you are ready to regress, to progress, if you are ready to go slower, to go faster than you ever have before, then you are ready to become the best ever rider and the best person that you can ever be. So you are taking the biggest step towards your best self by being ready to take a step back. So bear with me and watch this video from the beginning till the end, even if you're an advanced rider, because if you're open and if you take the video with a curiosity, and if you're really open to learn and look for the things you don't know yet, then I can guarantee you that you will be able to progress from this video. The first thing I want to say about braking, and that is something really important, is that you only want to use your index finger to brake. That is because your index finger is the only finger that you can use independently from the other fingers. You can try this with me by praying to the bike god, and now you put together your middle fingers, and now you try to press your hands together and try to separate the middle fingers from each other. And you will see, even if you can do it, it is very hard. Now you repeat the same by putting together the index fingers and press your hands together, and you will see that it is much easier. So if you brake with your middle finger and you let go of the brakes, then you're also letting go of the grips, which can be very dangerous when you're riding. If you brake with your middle finger, then you're actually gripping your grips harder, so you're stiffening on the grips, which is also very dangerous in technical terrain. That is why you want only your index finger on your brakes, and you want them on the outside of your lever, and the rest of your fingers on the outside of your handlebar. If you tend to grip here, then your handlebars are probably too wide for you. So set up your cockpit, so your handlebars and your brakes in this fashion, that you have maximum strength and maximum efficiency. The next point is that you want to be able to use both brakes at the same time without skidding. And that is very important, because as soon as one of the two tires skids, you are losing control. That's why your car has ABS, so it doesn't block the brakes. And you have this ABS in your fingers and you want to be able to use it. That is very important. So the first exercise I'm giving you today is to learn how to modulate the brakes. So you want to use the brakes in a modulated fashion, not like a light switch, not on off, but like a dimmer. So you want to increase the pressure until you find that optimal braking point, and you want to be able to hold it. And you will always need to readjust this, because we're mountain bikers, so we are riding in off-road terrain, and the terrain always changes. So you really want to have a fine-tuning in your fingers to modulate and remodulate all the time. This is our first exercise to really get a feeling for that. For the first exercise, look for a surface of packed dirt, and you just want to pull your rear brake.
Now you want to push your bike as slow as possible without locking the rear brake. So you want your rear wheel to slowly rotate all the time. This is the perfect modulation point. Now you want to repeat this with the front brake. So pull only the front brake. Then you move the pedal out of the way, so to the front. And now you want to push against the handlebar for your rear wheel to lift. Now you want to keep pushing against the handlebar and you want to keep your front brake modulated in a fashion that your rear wheel stays at the same height. If you're noticing that your rear wheel, like I'm showing right now, is dropping and rising, then you're not braking in a modulated fashion. So take your time for this exercise and really keep your rear wheel at the same height while pushing your bike forward. This is modulated front braking.
All right, so I see Ketty has joined us for our little braking tutorial of today. Ketty is one of the cats I find, or they find me, and yeah, I have 5 already. So rescuing cats from everywhere, or they rescuing me, I don't know. Anyway, she's one of them. Beautiful cat, huh? The next point I want to take into consideration is what actually happens when we're braking, because a lot of people, they are scared of using their brakes in a very confident manner because they are scared of the feeling, and as soon as you understand this feeling, then it's easier to actually allow it to happen. What I'm referring to is when you pull your brakes, you are actually slowing down your bike. You're not slowing down your body. So your body is still moving forward with the same speed. So I'm riding along and I brake. Now the bike stops, but the body is still moving. So you have to do something to counteract this feeling. And that is, you have to use your core muscles and your leg muscles to stay balanced on your feet. A very important thing I would like to add here, that the total prerequisite, so the most important building block in your foundation of your mountain bike skill pyramid, like I call it, is the balanced stance on your mountain bike. I'm going to blend it in right now because I have a very detailed tutorial about this, and you really want to have that balanced stance dialed in. You have to be able to always hold this balanced stance when you are riding trails, and especially when you want to brake, because only if you are balanced on your legs and you really have your full weight on your legs, then you can counteract the forces of what I just said when you pull the brakes, of being thrown forward. And that can only work if you're standing in your basic riding position and not sitting on your saddle. That is important because I do see that a lot of times, that people, when they brake, they sit down. And it's really one of the worst things you can do, because when you're sitting, you don't have the muscles in your legs to counteract that the bike wants to throw you forward. This is how it should look in contrast.
Brake with both brakes in a modulated fashion, get low, and brace against the forces with your legs and core.
Now, the next very important point is, and I get that a lot of times, especially from advanced riders, that they say, all right, great, I did it now. I've done it a few times on a gravel road, so now I can take it to technical terrain and I'll be able to perform it there. And that's a no, 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 no. And the reason why that is a no, 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 no is because you are learning and understanding new things with a different part of your brain than you are actually performing the skills. And the part of your brain where movement is automatized, so movement is automatic, that you can perform it no matter what is happening around you, has nothing to do with the part of your brain that understands it. I'm sure you have experienced this before, that you watch a YouTube tutorial of, let's say, a bunny hop, and you're like, hey, cool, yeah, that looks easy, I'm gonna do that. You go out and it doesn't work. It's more like, yeah, that didn't work. And that is exactly what is happening for any kind of skill. because you learn and understand skills in what is called your explicit memory, and you perform skills in what is called your procedural memory. And that is very important to know and to distinguish, because our explicit memory, that can have one little aha moment and it gets it and you won't forget that. But our procedural memory just learns with doing, and doing repeatedly. So you have to repeat this braking exercise about, I know that you're not going to like this, but modern neuroscience says 8 to 10,000 hours of deliberate practice makes a movement automatic and perfect. Don't worry, you're not aiming for perfect movements. You want to aim for automatic movements, and that is usually 2,000 to 3,000 repetitions, but you need those repetitions. And now if you're expecting, yeah, I can do it once or twice, I'm going to be able to do it again, you're just programming yourself for frustration. So this is very important to know for you, that you have to practice these braking exercises or any other exercises over and over and over again until you can actually use them in a terrain that you subjectively feel is demanding for you. As soon as something is demanding, or even worse, as soon as you are scared, as soon as you have fear entering, there is no way you can use the new movement pattern you just learned. You will always, your brain is a habit mind, it will always go back to your old habits. Here are a few braking errors I would like to show you so that you don't commit them, because that also helps. Seeing what you don't want to do is, it can help that you don't do it.
What you want to avoid is on and off braking, so grabbing and letting go the brakes. Prefer modulated braking. Also, try not to move your weight way back, because this will just take weight off your strong brake, the front brake, and make your front really unstable. So try to get low and brace against the forces through the feet. Another important point to add is that your front brake actually has most of the braking power. So get used to using both brakes without skidding, and you will automatically start using your front brake more.
Very good. So you've done all the exercises, you've done the little modulation exercise, you went on a gravel road and you repeated your braking. Now you can do this on every ride. Practice these braking exercises on every trail that is easy for you. Practice it until you can seriously do them in your sleep. And then you will notice that even if you get stressed out and if you have to brake in a short period of time, that you will be so much more controlled. And you will be able to now apply this to say, okay, wet routes, I don't want to brake there, so I will brake before and after, because you have the confidence and you actually know, I can stop in that distance. And only if your brain knows, if it has this confidence of being able to look back at those thousands of repetitions it has done, and this happens subconsciously, so your brain is always distinguishing, is this safe or is this dangerous? And as soon as your brain detects, ooh, this could be dangerous, things don't work. And it can only start detecting safety if it has the experience of safety, meaning you want to have this experience of braking in a short period of time, braking on different surfaces, braking from different speeds to a full halt, or just slowing down for your brain to know, okay, I can do this and I'm fine. And this is the secret to really fast and efficient riders. They know when to brake, they brake in the shortest possible time, and then they know they can go really fast because they know if they need it, they can brake down again. So refining your braking, God, that is going to make you such a controlled and faster rider in the long run. But as I said in the beginning, you gotta slow down to refine it. So you have to take a step back to take a step, or better, 2 steps forward. And don't let your ego get in the way of that. Get down, practice those drills, make them more complicated every time. So change the surface, change the steepness, change the distance in which you want to come to stop, play with it, have fun with it, and I guarantee you, you are going to become such an amazing braker. Do you have questions? Would you like to share anything with me? Use the comment section below. Buy me a coffee if you like my videos, because I love coffee and I don't want to monetize my YouTube channel. And if you want to learn skills and if you speak German, I have my German online coaching platform, die deutsche Online-Coaching-Plattform roxybike.online, where we have tons of amazing drills to learn amazing skills. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe and the little bell, and I would love to see you for my next video. Goodbye, everyone.